If you want a village, you have to be a villager. A lot of the things that I have gotten, the opportunities, the rooms I've been in, the trips, it's literally all through connections.
TK, welcome to the podcast.
Gosh, thank you so much for having me.
And would you say you've always been confident?
I think when you keep the promises you make to yourself, you build confidence. The second my luteal phase hits, I'm like, God, the thoughts are dark. There's totally times that I'm struggling with confidence issues.
I'm very confident in my ability, and I don't view failure or risks as something that's like very high stakes.
The quote that Kris Jenner always says that like if someone says no, you're asking the wrong person. I'm never going to be told no and be like, all right.
People who take no for an answer, I think there's a charge around like, oh, well, what does this mean about me? What does this mean about my ability?
I didn't know a soul when I moved to LA. I took the bus to Santa Monica and a guy was like jacking off with Tito's next to me. The first 3 years of LA were like probably some of the hardest 3 years of my life.
It can be really hard and really intense emotionally, and especially like nervous system wise, to like push yourself in your career and your mental health and your healing journey.
I'm a big fan of the saying necessity is the mother of invention.
So you just hard launched your boyfriend. How do you feel?
I feel like I earned him. You can have your own business. You can have the cool friends. You can travel. You can do all the things without a man, but you also can want a man. There is no problem with wanting a partner in crime.
This is an influencer ick of mine.
Oh, that's insane.
You're listening to How I See It, hosted by Han. You guessed it, that's me. I am here to motivate and inspire you with guests from all different industries and backgrounds. So get ready for personal stories of success, of growth, full of highs and lows, and of course, unapologetic realness. This is How I See It.
You guys, Taylor King is here. She is a content creator, a host, and the founder of One's Club, a pickleball club here in LA that she's going to be getting into. They actually have been like traveling and doing pop-ups at a bunch of different places. She is here for Girl Talk. We're going to get into a bunch of things today. We're going to get into her story, her journey, and maybe a little bit of imposter syndrome, but also like the things that the girls want to hear: networking, community, relationships. TK, welcome to the podcast.
Gosh, thank you so much for having me. One thing I don't know if you guys know, the audience, which I don't know if I'm allowed to share, so you might have to cut it, but Hannah called me before interviewing me, which I thought was such a baller move.
Oh my gosh, does people not do that?
No.
Oh my gosh, I have to.
No.
I have to establish some familiarity.
Right.
And I also just want to make sure like the conversation is valuable.
Right. Have you ever called someone you're like, I don't actually want to stop.
Yeah, I'd actually have.
Oh my gosh. That's smart.
Well,
it's kind of like you're dating.
No, and also like you can see someone online and like they can articulate themselves online, but if they can't like give me like a Spark Notes version of their story and like be able to articulate it, I'm like, okay, they're not going to be able to do it on a podcast.
It's not worth the time.
But usually people like you like don't struggle. Like you're used to being in front of lights and camera. It's the people that like if I can tell they can't even articulate kind of their healing journey or their story or how they built something, I'm like, they're not going to be able to do it in front of lights and cameras if they can't do it on the phone.
So true.
But I love that you loved that.
Oh, I thought that was a baller. I was like, respect.
Oh,
after
I love
she
that.
did that. That was cool.
I think I was in the car when we were talking too.
Right,
I was driving back from Palm Springs.
That was just really smart of you because I used to have a podcast. I would research the hell out of the guest and I took a lot of pride in it because I felt like I would go on a lot of shows and they would ask me every question that I've ever been asked before. Like it was just so mid the interview. And I'm like, okay, like I feel like you don't care about your show and you don't care about me, which that's fine. I'm not asking you to care about me, but like I was like, if you're going to come on my show, you're going to be like, wow, that was a good interview. You know what I mean? Or I got a little uncomfortable in a good way. I was telling my followers, but when I was filming a Get Ready With Me this morning, I was like, ooh, like I'm uncomfortable like being in my spot right now. Normally I'm comfortable being the interviewer and it's because I know you're a good host.
Well, it's also, thank you. So and it's also like more vulnerable to be the guest. I actually
went on 10 times more vulnerable. Are you kidding?
You have like the steering wheel when you're the host and also like you're commenting and letting them speak. And I went on a podcast recently and I was like, oh my God, like this is insane. Like this is so vulnerable. I feel so seen right now. Especially when people are coming on mine because they're like, oh God, it's a mental health podcast. She's going to ask me some mental health questions. But I'm really excited you decided to come on.
I'm excited
and like
too.
to get to know you too, because I had my interview with Peyton in New York, your old roommate.
Yeah, my ex.
Your ex. I was gonna say your ex roommate, but it feels really mean when you say ex. So
No,
like
she
your
is
old
my ex.
roommate. Me and her, if you kept the cameras rolling, it's like two black cats spiraling down
Totally.
into abyss. And I love that you are kind of like the yin yang to that personality.
I am. I really am. And she was my favorite roommate I've ever had, just because game respects game. We were like, I respect the way you move. It's not me, but I respect the way you
Yes.
move. And I felt like she gave me the same energy. I'm naturally bubbly. I'm
You're a
naturally
golden
golden
retriever.
retriever. Like I really am.
Yeah,
And
I
she's
don't-
not.
We're very similar, me and her, in the sense of just like existential. Like if you're at an event, if like it doesn't go into a conversation of like something deep, you're kind of just like,
What am I
"Hi,
doing here?
Hi,
Right.
hi."
One thing I love about Peyton is like, once you start talking to her, you're like, oh my God, you're an intellect.
Yes.
And you
Yeah.
learn so much from her. She just like is harder to crack.
It's a good lesson in just learning from other people. It's like my roommate actually in college and then out of college, we stayed roommates up until I was 25. She's completely opposite of me. Like she is so
Right.
maybe not like super, super bubbly, but she is not super deep. She's not super existential. And she grounded me and taught me like how to be present in so many ways that I
Right.
wasn't able to. So I think there's so much to learn from people who are opposite of you.
Yeah, I agree. I also think you attract because of different things too.
Yeah. Yeah. My first question I want to ask you, just because I'm so curious, is you seem so confident. Like so confident. And
Oh my gosh, thank you.
I know social media is not everything. I
Right.
feel like you show up pretty authentic, but it's still not the whole picture. Would you say that's true? And would you say you've always been confident?
I would say that's true. Overarching theme is that's true. I'm a confident girly. I think I'm confident though because I was raised to be confident. I don't really ever remember a time, which like this is definitely like a privileged statement. I don't ever remember a time where my parents told me like, you'll never be able to do that or you won't be able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think because of who I was surrounded by and my authorities, which were my parents, they instilled this, fire in me that I could do whatever I wanted to do. And I think like so much you take with you in your adulthood is
Yeah.
like from your childhood. Also, a lot of confidence now comes from me. I'm never relaxed. Like, even though I'm bubbly and fun girl,
Me either.
I really am never relaxed and I have a hard time relaxing. And I can't take a deep breath or like enjoy myself until I get what I want to do done.
Yeah.
And so I think once I like get those things done, it instills some confidence in me. Like,
100%.
okay, I got this shit done. I can do something else, if that makes sense.
Totally.
But even this week, the second my luteal phase hits, I'm like, God, you are not looking good this week. Like the thoughts are dark. I'm not feeling confident. I feel like a whale. I have like Mount Everest on my face. Like, you know what I mean? There's totally times that I'm struggling with confidence issues. But I would say the overarching theme is yes, I'm a confident person because of my parents. And then also because I get shit done. And I think when you keep the promises you make to yourself, you build confidence.
So first, I grew up in like a very chaotic household, and like emotionally, confidence was not instilled in the sense of feeling safe. But with that said, in regards to what I dreamed for myself and what I felt I was capable of in this world, my parents were the same way. Like my dad was an entrepreneur, very much like risked it all for his business
Mhm.
and became successful and like started from
Love.
nothing. So I think when you see that, you really do believe like, wow, like I can do that too.
Mhm.
Anything is possible. So I'm the kind of the same way where I'm very confident in my ability, and I don't view failure or risks as something that's like very high stakes. So I
Right.
feel like we have same energy in that way.
Mhm.
And then I also think too, and I love that you pointed out that like I can be confident and still also not be on some days. I think people think having confidence means like you're just like confident all the time.
Right.
And I think it's not normal. Like we're human. Like there are going to be moments where you're not confident, but it's like, how long does it take you rebound time wise to like get out of that and continue to, talk yourself up?
This just happened to me, right? I had this like sick hosting deal I was really excited about. And I got the offer and I held the date and I was about to hire my glam and styling. And
Oh,
then
love.
my agents called me and they're like, it fell through. And I was like so upset. I was so disappointed. And then I was like kind of spiraling myself like, why did this not go through? Like, why was I not the right candidate? What did I do wrong? Did my team make a wrong move? Like, I was just really like, as a business owner, like you have to think about those things. But because I was going through that discourse in my head doesn't mean that I'm not confident. There was an element of spiral, but I still would say, and the overarching thing was like, I still believe that I'm a confident person.
I think it sounds like, to your point, like you've always had this like inner belief that you're able to achieve and accomplish what needs to be done.
Right. And I also like, there's truly, like I said, I'm never relaxed. Like there's truly no other choice. Like if I didn't figure out a different way or take a different road or take the, beaten path or whatever, like I really have had a non-linear career. I didn't go to a Big 10 college school. I wasn't in a sorority, which like, by the way, I'm saying those things because like I am so those things. Like I'm so sorority coded.
You totally are.
I'm so like, if I was in a sorority, I'd be the president. Like, I would eat that shit up.
Were you ASB president? You're giving ASB president vibes.
What is ASB?
Of high school.
Yeah,
like,
I was the president
of course.
my class. But like if something didn't work out for me, I was like, I'll find another way. Like I think about the quote that Kris Jenner always says that like if someone says no, you're asking the wrong person.
Yeah, I love
that is like my life. Like if someone told me no, whether I was with the wrong team, I was at the wrong job, I just took the different path to figure it out where I would be. I'm never going to be told no and be like, all right.
It doesn't seem like you have like a charge around something going wrong. People who take no for an answer, I think there's a charge around like, oh, well, what does this mean about me? What does this mean about my abilities? Why didn't this work out? I guess it shouldn't happen. Instead, it feels like you just are like, no, like it just didn't work out. I have to find a different solution. There's no charge there.
Right. And there's like an element of like, I am woo-woo. So I'm like, okay, maybe this is not the right thing or not the right time. Like that conversation in my head definitely makes me at ease a little bit.
Yeah.
But I also think that how is it going to be helpful if I truly spiral right now? I feel better as a human and mentally if I'm productive and I find a different solution, or at least I'm starting a different way or a different path. Like moving the needle makes me feel better.
Yeah, like satisfied.
Mentally. Yes. Literally to this day, like if I have a day where I don't have anything, which is very rare, I kind of spiral. I'm like, am I a flop?
I've had to work on that. Like actually like allow myself like, okay, breathe, be present, like calm the nervous system. Like you don't have to be in this go, go, go state.
Right. And I can enjoy being creative and coloring or like, you know what I mean? There's always something to do.
Yeah.
But I think I really, I can't relax, which in a good way. I think it really is the root of like why I'm creative. I'm a big fan of the saying necessity is the mother of invention. I remember like the first time in my career where I was financially stressed. I was like, fuck, I'm living just a hair above my means. And I've never been financially stressed before. And I have to pay people and I have to pay my rent and I have to pay off this car bill or whatever the case is. And I remember that quote resonating with me, like necessity is the mother of invention. Like I have to make it work. I have to figure it out. And that's where you invent. That's where you come up with your new ideas. That's where, because I had no other choice.
Yeah, you have to pivot.
Right, you had to pivot.
You had mentioned to me that you had kind of like a quarter life crisis recently.
Totally.
Was this it or no?
Yeah. My quarter life crisis was a slew of things. I feel like a lot of things hit at once. One being is that I was a producer for 4 years for another creator, Alicia Marie, who's like one of my best friends, if not like my family in LA. I worked for her for 4 years and I was paid on a salary. And, all the while I was like building my influencer career. And part of my quarter life crisis started when I quit my job working for her to take a bet on myself when I was still a small creator, like I had the cushion of being paid a salary, but I was working my ass off and made enough money where I could ultimately take the next step. But what I didn't realize is like, holy shit, there is so much safety in working for someone else. I definitely underestimated or didn't realize how nice it is to be told what to do, or even like I talk to my friends all the time. I'm like, you have health insurance. Like that's nice. Like I then like had to get on my own health insurance and like just little things like that I had to figure out. So anyway, started working for myself. And then also at the same time, Peyton had moved out. I had taken over our lease ourselves. It was probably a little too expensive than what I should have been paying.
You're like, I got this.
Right. And I had to find a new place to live. I was going to a new part of the city, which like I was just like,
you were getting
big
pushed.
Change. Yeah.
In
I was like
so many different ways.
Yeah. My car lease was coming up. So like new car, new house, new job. And also just like I really felt the shape shift of like, you know, when people are like, you're sad in return when you turn, and like when you turn 25 and like your brain fully develops, I feel like I felt that to the extreme.
Oh, you were being pushed 110%.
Right. In a good way.
Yeah.
In a good way.
It's so uncomfortable. And I say it all the time here, but I think that like, you know, safety is fine. I mean, for a lot of people, I would argue it's actually like, and for me at least, it was like a very mentally unwell place. But I think when you get used to that place, that's when it becomes a little bit dangerous.
Yeah.
And I think that though it's really scary, it can be really hard and really intense emotionally, and especially like nervous system wise, to like push yourself in your career and your mental health and your healing journey. There's only greatness on the other side every single time, but it doesn't make it any, you know, less uncomfortable.
Right. And I'm so grateful that I did go through my little quarter life crisis, because it taught me so much about how I operate my business now, and even like to where I'm living and like the car I drive and things like that. I have a way better understanding of how to run a business.
Yeah.
Because I kind of fucked up. Not actually, but like I was stressed.
Yes.
And I don't want to ever feel that again.
Yeah. Well, and that's the beautiful thing about like bad things happening, right? Or
Right.
like uncomfortabilities. Like that's how you learn. It's the only way
It's the only
you
way
can
you
learn.
learn.
And I think it's so hard because I think we all just get into this space where we wish that like things could not feel uncomfortable, but that's just like not how you get to where you need to be.
Right. And you kind of spoke to waiting for the ball to drop, or like,
Yes.
I definitely, I think that way sometimes, and I hate it about myself. Like, when's the ball going to drop? Because things are going good right now. Like,
Yeah.
I've honestly been thinking that lately, because I'm like, life is really good. Like, what's happening? Like, am I going to be a flop again? Like, what's like, I'm thinking that way, but I don't let it ruin me mentally. I more so let it fuel me with my business and posting and like diving into a new series.
When you say I don't want to be flop again, what do you mean by that? Did you feel that you were like a flop at one point?
No, not necessarily, but like in my crazy 3 on the Enneagram overachiever self, yes.
Okay.
Like during my quarter life crisis, like I did not like the way I felt, because I didn't have my ducks in the row the way I wanted to. I was a rookie in running my own business. I felt like, again, I was living a little bit above my means. Whereas like now I don't feel that.
Yeah, you just felt chaotic.
I also feel like I didn't have a strong direction of, I always had like an inkling of where I wanted to end up and what I wanted it to feel like and who I wanted to be in the world, but it wasn't strong.
Yeah.
And now I feel very strongly about where I want to be, which I'll probably in 5 years look back at this podcast and be like, girl, you had no idea.
You know nothing.
Right?
I always feel that way.
But yeah, like as far as like my flop era, like for me personally, I look at that time and I'm like, that was so stressful. That was like flop energy to me. Like I don't want to ever enter that state again. So yes, like I'm referring to that.
Yeah.
And I think like, yeah, numbers wise, like I think what I was creating wasn't crystal clear to the audience. And I get why my audience might have been a little confused or not as ride or die for me as they are now.
Which is like what you were trying to figure out, I think, during that time too. So like, I think you needed that like kind of period to figure it out. I think that's a great segue into like, so you weren't trying to like move to LA to become an influencer. Like what were you doing?
No. So I was in Bloomington, Indiana. That's where I'm from. I moved to LA, downtown LA, to go to FITM, which is the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising. I studied digital media and digital cinema. And the reason I went to FITM and studied those things is because it's very me coded, and I wanted to be in a big city. I wanted to be in the industry, more entertainment than fashion.
Yeah.
But I knew FITM was the catalyst and the stepping stone for me to get in the industry, because I would like kind of post on YouTube, but then I would delete it. And I wasn't like sticking it out the way like YouTubers in high school were, like my friends Kenzie Elizabeth or Danielle Carolyn. I think I cared too much about what people thought. And granted, like I like literally had bullies. Like I had people like, I had girls like being mean to me, and I'm like, they kept me from like posting, which like now they asked to be
Who's
friends.
laughing?
So So anyway, I think that I let them get to me, which I shouldn't have. I also was a busy high schooler. Like I was in charge of a lot of clubs. I was a cheerleader. I was busy socially. I was busy in sports.
Well, and it sounds like you wanted to like, at least your first goal was to kind of like be behind the camera and like help people and like produce and direct.
I also knew like I had the ability to be in front of the camera, but I didn't know in what capacity. Like I never was like, I want to be an actor. I always resonated with like the Erin Andrews of the world, like interviewing.
Yeah.
I love sports. like I looked up to that. I love hosts. I liked Kat Sadler. She's also from Indiana. Like I looked at a lot of people. I remember I was obsessed with Tanya Rad, which is funny because she's one of my friends now. Shout out Tanya.
Oh, that's
she's
awesome.
the best. But yeah, I really resonated with hosts and like radio hosts and pop culture hosts and sports hosts. So I knew I kind of wanted to be in that. And at Sfitum, I learned like every editing software imaginable. Like I learned Avid, Cinema 4D, Maya, like all these things, Pro Tools, like things that I was like, when the hell am I? Like, I don't want to be a producer. And like, here I am, like on
Editing
podcasts.
and
Yeah,
producing.
editing. Yeah, editing, producing.
That's awesome.
And I will say, like, thank God for Alicia because that truly, I mean, I busted my ass. I was literally doing every internship. I didn't know a soul when I moved to LA. Like, I literally, like, I didn't have a family member, a friend of a friend. My parents had zero connections here. I grew up privileged. Like, I grew up like in a nice white picket fence energy,
it's
suburban.
scary to move though to a completely different state.
LA was at 18. Like I literally I knew nothing. I took the bus to Santa Monica and a guy was like jacking off with Tito's next to me. Like I was like, what? I didn't know that people had a car.
So
here.
naive.
Yeah, I didn't know you needed a car. Like I didn't know anything.
Dead. But I'm also so intrigued. You kind of had to have like a shift almost, like confidence to show up in front of the camera that needed to happen for you to be able to like step into what you're doing now.
Right.
Like what was that decision?
Like all this time that I'm talking about, like the first 3 years of LA were like probably some of the hardest 3 years of my life because it was like moving to a foreign country, culture shock, getting to know the lay of the land, dealing with the bus. The bus is like such a metaphor for like those 3 years. Like I feel like everything was like, I play a lot of pickleball now and I have a pickleball club and we always laugh. When you're trying to pass the ball, you're trying to roll it to the other side. Sometimes you roll it and it hits the net, and then it like flings back at you. And we're like, what a metaphor for life. Like you just like trying to do something and it just like flings back at you.
And then you're having to like
whatever.
bend down and then you miss it again and then it's like hot.
And it's like embarrassing. It's kind of like the ick when people like run after the ping pong ball when they're playing beer pong.
I literally was going to say the same thing.
That's
And I've
what it
never
feels
heard
like.
anyone else say this.
yeah.
And I've said it so many times.
That's what it feels like, right? So anyway, I felt like those 3 years were literally the chasing after the ping pong ball, being embarrassing, and you're like bent over and like whatever. I felt like those 3 years were like that. And all the while though, I was creating. Like I was filming, I was editing, had a podcast, but like I would post or then I would film and edit it and I'd be like, I'm ugly, I'm not gonna post this. Like I really struggled almost with like confidence issues as far as like I didn't like the way I looked on camera, but I loved what I was saying.
I always say this too. Like I've always been confident in myself, in my abilities, but I've never really been confident in my looks and the way I present.
Yeah, I would like not want to upload because I didn't like the way I looked in it. So then I pivoted to podcasting, which wasn't on camera yet. It was just audio. And I was like, wait, this is amazing. So like, yes, I was posting and I knew I like had something to say. I just didn't know what platform was going to hit for me. And I was like interning everywhere. I interned at CBS. I helped like on sets of Amazon Studios. Any set, I remember like, oh, what's the fighting? Jiu-jitsu fights. Like I was like helping, like, yeah, getting on set for that Complex Con. Like any time that I could be like, yeah, sorry, like I'm on set right now. I would. Like literally, like it was like the shittiest sets of all time. And I was like, sorry, can't, like on set. And like my Instagram story would like post like I would like post a thing of like a tripod and I'd be like on set, like can't talk. And they were literally the shittiest, most awful sets of my life.
That's so funny.
And like Alicia literally was my fairy godmother because I met her through my other YouTuber friend Kenzie, which is why like literally my entire career has benefited me from the relationships I make and like being bubbly and being a fun to be around person.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about this. It sounds like you really utilized the connections you were making to build a career out of yourself and also build your community here.
Right. I do. Like a lot of the things that I have gotten that are cool in my life, the opportunities, the rooms I've been in, the PR gifting, the trips, the boyfriend I have now, it's literally all through connections and the friends I've made, the person people can speak to when I'm not around. Like I really feel like I've stayed true to my Indiana roots. I show up as a person. When I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's crazy, but it's rare
Yeah.
in LA or in just this world.
Yeah. I think something I pride myself on is like integrity.
Right.
And I think that I'm the exact same person online and on the podcast that I am in real life. Obviously, I don't share it. Like
Right.
all parts, but I'm the same person. And I think the hardest part of this industry is kind of seeing like, oh, not everybody has the same values. And I do think it's rare. Of course, in SoCal and like in the major cities, it's a little bit more rare, but I just think it's rare to find people who aren't scared to be seen.
Right. And it's just, I think that the world needs people that are like a little ray of sunshine sometimes. Like, I think you need someone that thinks of you. Like, okay, yesterday, this was so crazy. I was working and I got 3 separate calls from 3 separate people who are all important to me in my life, but I don't talk to that regularly.
Mhm.
And they're like so opposite ends of the spectrum, right? Like one's kind of a friend that's in the industry. One's like business guy. Haven't heard from him in a while. He's older, like mentor vibes. One's like family related. And they all called me yesterday, which I don't talk to them regularly, to just check in and like see how I was. And I was
Wow.
like, immediately I'm asking chat. I'm like, what in the Mercury Gatorade is going on? Like, I'm so confused. Like, what's happening? Like,
Yeah.
why did that happen? And this is what happens. I'm that friend. I'm the friend that always reaches out and I'm like, how are you doing? I was thinking of you. If you came out with like a brand collab, like I'm obviously going to post about it. I'm obviously going to
Yeah.
comment. If it comes across my desk and I have the opportunity to comment, I have 5 minutes, I'm going to. Like, I'm that person.
I actually noticed this about you because after we had our phone call, you like followed me and then you like already have been like liking and commenting on my stuff. And like, I feel like we're building a relationship
I'm really not
already.
an empty follower. I'm really not. Like, I liked, that's my job is to like comment. And also like, it's so much more fun to like embrace my peers and be friends with them and learn from them than to be a hater.
No, I think this is great for people to listen to though, because I think a lot of people are really scared to put themselves out there. Like, I think people want to like show up and be seen like deep down and they want to be there for people. But I think people are so scared of rejection. They're so scared people aren't going to like them and what people think. What would you say to someone who's really struggling to like build community and like network?
I mean, if you want a village, you have to be a villager. Like, if you want friends that call you on a whim just to say hi, you need to be doing that. Like, when's the last time you called someone just to say hi? When is the last time you shot a text out because you thought of them and you texted them, hey, I was just thinking of you. Hope you have a great day. It's not weird. It's actually rare and cool.
Yeah.
And I know how good it makes me feel. Like yesterday, I was like, shit, I've kind of been like in my lover girl, like just yapping to my boyfriend. Like, I kind of need to like get back on my calling random people out of the blue grind just to see how they are.
Yeah.
And catch up. For instance, Bran Flakes, you know Bran Flakes on TikTok?
Yeah.
He's the Hallie Kate Core guy. I'm like, this is so chronically online of me to say. He's having a Croft Alley collab and I couldn't go this morning because he had like a little event for the new, he's doing a latte at Croft Alley. And I texted him and I literally could have just not shown up and whatever. And I couldn't show up and I felt horrible. So I texted him and I was like, hey, I'm so sorry I can't show up to this. When's the collab going to be over? Because I would love to go and get the coffee and like I want to do at least a story at some point. And like I'm going to. Like I will. Just because like that's important to me. I'm not doing that because I want him to do this in return. But because I'm doing this, I know one day when I have a ones pickleball event and I'm inviting creators and whatever, I'm sure he'll come.
Totally.
And like we'll do the same thing. And it's like, why not embrace my peers and help them? It's the least I can do. Even though I'm much smaller than him, I know how much it'll mean to him and I'm happy to do it. And even if it just makes him happy, it's worth it.
100%. I always say like, if you want to be like treated better by people, if you want certain types of relationships, like you have to treat people that way and they should mirror you. And if they don't, then you know that's like a sign that maybe they're not your people.
And I think the problem with our generation is a lot of people ask to hang out or they do the phone call or they post the coffee collab once and they're like, well, they've never done anything for me. I'm like, sometimes you got to do it like 3 to 5 to 10 times.
Yeah.
I'm not joking. For people to warm up. Because some people are black cats.
Yeah.
They think it's ingenuine. They think you want something from them.
Totally.
Like you really have to show up for a long time. And also it's just good karma.
Yeah. No, for sure. And I think
It
to your
can't hurt.
point, like, especially if you're trying to build a career, you're trying to build community, whether it's professional or not, like people talk.
Right.
People talk about who you are. And I think to your point, like as someone who's been known to be integritous and cool and fun and giving, like that's going to stick around. I know that's how I've heard of you,
Right.
you know, like I followed you when you were living with Peyton and you were doing those prints.
Oh my gosh, I'm dead.
That's when I started following you.
That's
I thought you were
hilarious.
so cool.
Oh my God. Thank you. Wow,
I mean,
that's
you
so
are
crazy.
cool, but I thought you were so cool. I was like, oh my God, I'm following this girl.
Wait, I'm crying, laughing.
I loved the shoe.
Oh my God, thank you.
It was so cool.
They crushed that shoe. They really did.
It was really cool.
I think it's those little things that build up over a long time. And it's a gaining of trust and respect, and also like someone that just like makes your life a little more fun and happy.
Yeah.
Like God forbid.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think that's what
God
life's
forbid
about.
someone makes you giggle a little.
Okay, you mentioned that you were feeling maybe, and correct me if this is the wrong way to put it, but like physically insecure about being in front of the camera.
Yeah.
How'd you get over it?
Oh, okay. So I'm still not like fully over it. You know what I mean? Like all the time I'm like, Mandy, cut this angle, like, or whatever.
Normal.
Right. I think a lot of it is just like body positivity, like embracing the body that I was given. I've always been like an athletic girl. So I feel like the second I started prioritizing my genuine health and like muscle over like being skinny, and you know, I don't even want to be a model. Like, why am I comparing myself to model bodies? Like, literally, like, I can't keep a straight face.
I think it's the way we grew up too.
Right. I am like literally Smiley McGee. Like, I like couldn't walk down a runway without smiling. Like, I literally couldn't, which is why I couldn't be a model. And I don't want to be a model. Like, I feel like I'm a yapper. Like, I want to yap. I feel like it was an element of growing up, accepting the way I like the genetics I have. And also realizing that like you're being way too hard on yourself, and also like channeling, like finally finding a nutrition and physical fitness routine that like works well for me. Like I really used to grind. Like I used to do F45 every day, and it was not good for
I used to do Orange Theory.
I was so
swollen. I was so swollen.
Not even swollen, but like I like literally was so hungry from how much I was lifting and like and like running and flopping around on the floor. Like that 45 classes, like I was like ravenous, like wanting to eat everything, and I was eating the wrong things. I was like, oh, this is branded healthy, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was eating way too much, and I was drinking a lot. And I didn't realize it. Like I was just so excited. Like I would go to an event and they'd be like, oh, do you want a cocktail? And I'd be like, yeah, like I can drink now. Yeah, it's free. And now I'm like, I barely drink as much as I used to. Like there's so many things that go into like building self-confidence. And
yeah. Well, and I think also like people are kind of afraid to say that like they want to look hot. And I think for me, like I was like always a bit overweight. There were definitely things I could have done that I wasn't doing. And I think that you have at some point need to look in the mirror and be like, okay, if you want to look a certain way or you're not feeling confident, like take some agency and like do something about it.
Right. And I remember like now I look back at photos and I'm like, oh my God, that was like not me. Like I don't recognize myself. Like, and I didn't feel as puffy or just like swollen or like overweight. Not that I was like overweight, but like I know this is like a dicey conversation and I don't really talk about it much because like I don't want to make anyone feel weird. This is just like my opinion on myself. Like I'm like, I have friends all over the spectrum and I love them and I think they're so hot. You know what I mean? Like I didn't feel myself, and now I do because I've like really figured out what works for me nutrition wise. Even like this year I was like, I really want to tap in and figure out my skincare journey. And like now that I've focused on it and taken the time, I'm reaping the benefits. Like I'm seeing a glow. I'm not having as much active acne as I used to. And like, it was a tough pill to swallow. I needed to be like, I don't like the way I look, which is like putting a divot in my career and me posting as much as I want to. How do we change this? And I really like found the root of the problem, which was like me getting my sleep in, figuring out good workouts that are good for me, doing a ton of steps. And it was a journey over a long period of time. And to this day, all the time, I'm like, I was on vacation. I'm like getting back to the grind again. I think like the thing with health and wellness is like the people that look and feel the best. What I've heard and what I'm figuring out right now is the people that are consistent and just show up when they don't want to.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate you getting into it though, because I do think that even for me, like there's always going to be things about ourselves that like we don't like, and you have to accept it and move on. And that's part of healing. There are also things where it's like, I could think that like your skin looks amazing, but if you really don't think so and there's something you really want to fix, like I should empower you to like want to do that, you know? I think there's a line that we all need to have, and it's very personal where like, am I doing this because I don't see value in myself as a human? Or is this just something I want to fix that I have agency over? And that's okay too.
Right.
Like I look at old pictures of me without like masseter Botox and I'm like, no,
Really?
I hate
Wait,
it.
do you actually think it's helped you?
I'm going to show you my before and after. I should like pin it on the screen. It's yes.
Oh my God, do I need it?
I mean, I love it. I get it done every 3 months. And have you seen Hannah Berner and like what happened to her face? I feel so bad for her. I'm
oh
like,
my God, she is
I'm like, go see my
I'm
girl.
obsessed with her.
Go see my girl. No, yeah, I'm obsessed with it.
Where's your girl?
In Rancho Santa Fe in
Okay.
San Diego. She's the best. Shout out to Mina. But yeah, I'm like, I look at old pictures and I'm like, like I'm so happy that I invested in myself and like went to someone I trust who's like willing to say no to me too and be like, no, like I think you'll like it if we do this. Like this is what you feel insecure about. Like let's fix it. And I've worked to be able to do that. Like why should I feel bad about wanting to change stuff? So I think it's a balance between like, if you have self-worth issues, that's separate. But if there's just things that you want to change, like I should not be judged for wanting to be hot.
Period. And I honestly think I was having a hard time swallowing the pill of deciding that like, no, I want to feel sexy and hot.
Yeah.
Like I want to feel that way and I'm not now.
I think it's like with our society, it's like we've pendulum swing so hard that it's like sometimes people judge people to like who want to like do things to feel more confident. And I think that again, it's like you just have to have enough self-awareness to know like where it's rooted in.
Right.
And if it's not deep, it's just like, no, I can fix this and I want to fix it, then I shouldn't be judged for it.
Right. And I completely agree.
Okay, so you just hard launched your boyfriend.
Yeah, I just
hard launched your boyfriend. How do you feel? That's like a whole thing. Like posting your boyfriend online is like a big deal for people who have built communities.
Right. Oh my gosh. I feel amazing. Like he's the best.
I'm so happy
I feel
for you.
so great. I feel like I earned him.
Well, because I feel like you were the like girl who was preaching about like being confident in your independence and singlehood. So I feel like I
definitely had an identity crisis.
Okay, I would love for you to speak to it though, because I do think that you're a great example of someone that like really focused on themselves and like in turn got the person that they were looking for that compliments them.
Literally, like I feel so confident in saying I agree.
Yay.
I have a lot of pride in that I worked my ass off to be reaping the benefits of like the lover girl era I'm in right now.
Love.
Because I really was in a relationship with myself and I really found out so much about myself and I'm so proud of figuring it out on my own. I think it's really hard to do and I think there's a lot of girls out there doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wanted to be a person that someone could relate to. Like you can have your own business, you can have the cool friends, you can travel, you can do all the things without a man, but you also can want a man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's no problem with wanting a partner in crime. And I feel like I appreciate it so much more now that like I have a designated +1 for things and that, I don't know, I just feel like I've literally every year thought about how can I be a better person so that when the person that is at my level, if not better, would want to be with me? Like, how can I make myself even better so that I'm a deserving of an even better human?
I love that because I do think too that a lot of people are searching for a partner to fill holes rather than trying to find someone that's an asset to their life and adds even more value to their life. Because I think that's what a relationship is at its core. Like, not to sound like grim, but I just feel like love is not enough. Like you need to be adding value to someone's life and they need to be adding value to yours. And if like you're not focused on doing the work on yourself and you're focused on finding someone to fill the holes, like it's not going to work out.
Right. Exactly. And I also feel like I had a little bit of an identity crisis like online and just personally because I was like, oh my God, it's so weird. I've gotten so good at being single.
Yeah.
Girl boss. Like I girl boss so hard at the sun that it's like weird integrating someone else and like considering their feelings and their thoughts. Like I remember I would just like, while I was dating him, like I wouldn't consider him in like my plans. Like I'd be like, whatever. Like when he didn't catch me when I was free. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like now I'm like, oh my God, I have to remember, like, I have to tell him like, hey, like I actually can't do this because I'm doing
There's a learning curve.
Right. There's a learning curve, which like we're so individually, I feel like fulfilled and healthy as like our own people, and we were an even better duo together. But it is funny, that learning curve of integrating them into your thoughts about like, I wonder if they would consider this. There's a fine line, because you don't want to include them in every single little thing, even though like I would love to.
Yeah.
I still want to have my own personal style and still have things that are so me, but at the same time, you want to consider them because they have made your life so much better, and I care about them deeply, and I love this human. You know what I mean?
Yeah. How has it been sharing him online? Has it been vulnerable for you to like hard launch, or were you like ready?
Yes, it's been very vulnerable, but also it's felt very natural in a way, because he's so a part of my life. It's like almost feels better showing him a little, because I'm like, oh my God, now I feel like I can show more.
Yeah.
One thing I will say that like I fucking love about him is that like, because he came into my life as I'm a full-time creator, he's never not seen me not filming. Like I feel like
He's
is
fully
so
accepted it.
Yeah, I'm like, get a photo of me, film me. He's been nothing but a cheerleader. Like
Love.
I feel like he's like on our Euro summer, I was like, yo, time to clock in. Like, or I'm running late because I'm filming this. And he never once gives me sass, never once huffs and puffs. Like I've had so many friends that like aren't in the industry. They're like, we're at Coachella because I took them there for free. And they're like, ugh, we have to get another photo. I'm like,
you're like, this is work, bitch.
yes, literally. I'm like, you're literally here because I'm taking these photos.
Yeah.
So anyway, I think that it's been equally as hard as it has been relieving, because I'm like, oh my God, you're such a part of my life that it's nice to be able to share you a little bit.
How long have you guys been dating now?
We met the first week of January.
Okay, so it's like 7 months?
Yeah.
8 months?
Yeah.
That's a great timeline. I'm not gonna lie. I was one of the questions was gonna ask you is like, what are some influencer icks that you have?
Oh.
This is an influencer ick of mine.
What?
When people post their significant other when they've only been dating for like a month or 2 or
Oh, well,
3.
yeah, that's insane.
Oh, I've seen so many times.
Oh, that's
so
insane.
many times. I've seen people like go through boyfriends like so many times who are like influencers. And I'm like, dude, the level of no shame. I mean, maybe I'm like a little jealous that there's no shame that you have, but like it feels so vulnerable to me. And I think there's so much, I mean, the community means so much to me. And then also to have people just like, you introduce them to someone and then the idea of like you break up and then like you have to tell everyone, like I think you should wait like 7, 8, 9 months.
I mean, I think the concept of honestly having a boyfriend like that often is just like so unfamiliar for me.
Yeah.
Because I'm either the single girl or I'm dating you for a really long time and you like might be my husband. Like that's,
I am too.
That's my,
like if I'm posting you, that means I see like a serious future with you.
right. I've never been the girl that just like has like hella boyfriends randomly. Like I've always been really confident in my singleness. So the fact that they're even doing that to begin with, dating them, let alone showing them, I'm like, that's a little crazy.
So icky to me.
Whatever. Like, I mean, I'm sure it gets views.
Well, yeah, I think that's the balance between being a creator, right? Like I feel like that makes me feel icky too. It's like I want my personal life to somewhat have its own, sacredness.
No, I know I could do a YouTube thumbnail and cover his face and be like boyfriend reveal and do like a Q&A and like do the chopstick challenge. Like I know I'm getting hella views if I do that. Am I going to do that? Absolutely not. Like that does not feel authentic to me. This person feels like someone that's going to be in it for a really long time. How dare I potentially jeopardize a great thing that we've got going by like potentially opening up a can of worms for people to like comment poorly about it. Like I don't want to read that.
Yeah. And you don't want to put him in that position too.
No, and that's weird. Like I would never do that.
Weird.
I just wouldn't do that. I feel like I'm too past that.
Okay, give me some influencer icks.
Definitely being different than in person than you are online. It still throws me for a loop.
I think it's so
even though I'm so aware of it and I know so many people like it, it's just like I'm like, how? Because I really am the same person.
Same. It does ick me out. It like throws me off. And then my best friend was in the industry for a while and she's always like, Hannah, that's just like how people are. And I'm like, it like impacts me. I'm like, ew, but I like hate it.
Right. It is weird.
Oh, one of mine is like, it happened to me at Coachella because I brought, like at the 818 party actually, because I brought someone who doesn't normally go to influencer events to their first influencer event, but she's like kind of in the space. Seeing her reaction to the fact that like no one smiles at each other, introduces themselves or talks. I feel like I was the only person that was like actively introducing her. Like no one was curious in introducing themselves to the person they didn't know. Yeah. And I find it to be so icky, but it's totally an influencer ick.
Right. It's totally an influencer ick. I think just in the same stratosphere as that, not giving you the time of day if you don't have like, if they don't feel like they could use you for something. Like, I feel like there's so many people where I've like gone above and beyond, like being such a fan, commenting on their stuff. We filmed videos together. And like the second they feel like they can't use me, they're like, turn the other way. I'm like,
I don't know
okay.
you. Okay,
Yeah.
something I do
What?
that I think is an ick, but I have to do it obviously,
What?
but it's total ick, is like when I have to like put my phone, suction cup it to the window and like get a fit check in public. Like I think about
I
how
don't think that's an ick.
I look at it at like what it would be like for someone to see me doing it and just like see me like press my phone against the wall and walk back.
I definitely get the ick when I like re-say what I just said because I didn't like the way I sounded.
I have an edited clip of myself that I sent to my friends just as a joke where I was like, hey you guys. Yeah. Hey you guys. You guys. And I'm like, oh my God, I hate myself.
Right. I definitely do that.
Just part of the job.
Yeah, that's a part of the job. I'm trying to think. I feel like a lot of times like people will hit me up and like ask me for things and then they'll just like never comment on my stuff, never be supportive. Like I'm like, whoa, like I just helped you with this huge thing. Like you're not even gonna like throw me a little. Like to me, that just doesn't make sense as a like human interaction.
Or when someone asks you like a question in the DMs, but they don't follow you.
Oh, that's insane. Not following back is crazy.
No, this
if
is
you've
like
been around several times. That's such an ick. Oh my God,
no,
that's so
it's
good.
such an ick. And like fine, if you don't want to follow me back and we've talked many times
that's so
and whatever,
weird.
Fine. But don't ask a question. Don't
you have issues if you're not
Don't
following
DM
back.
me if you don't follow me. That's weird.
Yeah, you're so right. You're so right.
Also, another one of mine is when people post, this is my favorite meal ever. And it's like rabbit food. It's like, it's like a salad bowl and there's just like shredded carrots on it. And like, that's it. And it's like sad.
Right.
But you gotta love our industry.
Yeah, gotta love our industry. There's so many influencer icks. But also, what's funny is like, there's so many icks in every industry. Like we all
100%.
do the same things in like different fonts.
That's why it's fun though to talk about because it's just the things where you're like, can't hate the player, hate the game.
Yeah, no, literally that. Or like I've had so many people like, for instance, when I did like my Hero Cella House, like all of a sudden people out of the woodwork start like hitting me up. They want to ask for a ticket. Yeah. I'm like, girl, just like, come on, please like comment on like 3 of my posts like in the last year.
Yeah.
And then maybe I'd be like, yeah.
Yeah. It's hard. It's a weird industry, but I think it's important to stay grounded. I was going to ask you, it's like one of the last questions I wanted to ask you is like, how do you stay grounded in the chaos of it all?
I definitely have a very down to earth family. No one is going to humble me more than my brother and my dad and my mom. Like I'll be like, oh, like literally I was hosting like a big career moment for me, hosting the red carpet live for the TikTok awards, like creator, whatever.
So
yeah,
cool.
It was like sick for me, like for my career. Literally, no, none of my family watched it. Sent them the link. I was like, everyone in my like career and like my team was like, TK, that was amazing, whatever. They all missed it. They're like, oh, whatever. Like just stuff like that. But like in a weird way, I love it. They remind me that like I'm literally, by the way, I don't think I'm important. Like I just don't.
But I think it's hard when you do grow such a big following. Like it's important to like be grounded because as humans, I think it's just natural to like see the validation, see the moments you get.
I honestly think because I have so many friends that are like way bigger than me, I just like think that I'm a flop all the time. Like, and I'm not like asking for someone to be like, you're not a flop. I just like, that's just the nature of the game. Like I feel like I'm around people that are way more important or way bigger or way more famous than me that I'm just like, oh, like the fact that I'm even in this room, I'm happy to be here.
Well, and that's smart. I always say like, I never want to be the smartest person in a room or like the most successful. Like I want to be like the small fish.
Right. Love being a small fish. And so I think like my family's constantly humbling me, but also my peers do just naturally. Like I humble myself. No one's going to say anything ruder than what I'm saying to myself.
Yeah, well, for sure.
Right. So
100%.
I don't know. I think it's kind of that, but
any mental health practices to just kind of like keep you grounded through the chaos of your routine. Like obviously me and you are both like go, 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 go. So there are like things I have to do to make sure I like keep the nervous system regulated.
I really, really value walking. And I'll value even a 10 to 20 minute walk. But like if I can get a full hour in, because like I don't really enter flow state until I'm at like an hour. Like I don't start creatively thinking a ton until I've hit an hour. So I would say for my mental health, definitely steps, definitely calling friends that I know will gas me up and just like make me feel better or just like get me outside of my own head. I think like my community is a huge mental health pillar for me. Like I
put a
really,
mirror up.
Yeah. And they're just also like great, strong, independent people, like I've built this community, use it. You know what I mean? So I
No.
think those two things. I also think I really go back to like my manifesting and journal and like morning pages. I don't do it every day, but like this week when I was feeling a little off, I like went to my journal, just like flow state of writing what's on your mind. That always helps. I would say mostly though, like my friends and my community. Every time I'm feeling off, I'll like go to like Alicia or like a friend that I know, I trust, I want to be like, and they normally just like get me outside of my own head.
Yeah, I love that. I think it's so important. I think that's why I asked you about making community too, because I think like everyone needs community. It's a huge part of mental health. You can do all the work, you can go to therapy, you can address the trauma, but if you don't have people and
Right.
community to like make your life full and fruitful, then like it's not really
Right.
worth it.
Also, I gotta say, like people are, I feel like typically like a workout for me, really like pickleball. It gets you off your phone. You have to be so locked in. It's competitive. You're in the sun. Like I feel like all the things when you're like, I'm mentally struggling, it's like, get outside, get some exercise, don't scroll. Pickleball solves all those things.
Yeah, and
it's
community.
community. Yes.
Love.
So that's why I am like so addicted to it, because it's physically good for you. It's mentally good for you. I'm a competitive person. It's fun to get a few games in.
I want to
and win.
play.
Oh my
Let
God,
me
you
know next time you're having an event.
have to play.
I would love to
would
come.
Are you single?
Yes.
Oh my God, I will set you up with one of our hotties.
Oh my God,
that come.
please.
Yeah, one of our.
For the love
yeah.
of God.
I literally set people up.
Okay,
Free pickleball.
I'm coming.
Yeah. So anyway, I definitely think exercise and yapping and getting some steps in is always the cure for me.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
This was so
flew
fun.
by.
I know. He put up the hour sign. I was like, oh, we better go.
That's insane. Thank you so much. You were a great host.
Oh my gosh. Thank you. I ask everybody last question.
Okay.
Looking back at everything you've been through, everything you've built, navigating the confidence and the building and moving out from behind the camera to in front of the camera
Yeah.
to now dating. How do you see it?
I see it as a squiggly line.
I love that.
I am not sharp edged. I am like curvy and all over the place and squiggles. Like when you're doodling, like that's how I see my journey.
Like you were pivot queen.
Pivot queen, doing circles, like squiggling, literally like, you know, when you're doing like a spiral squiggle, like
Yeah.
doodling, like not listening during AP stats, that was me. That is my journey. And it's just like, you keep going, but you squiggle a different way. And I've never had a linear path. And I think most people don't, but they don't talk about it.
Love. No,
Yeah.
I think that's great advice because I think that's where like the anxiety steeps in.
Yeah.
Is like people think that it's supposed to go like this. And I think it's just because people have a hard time sitting and uncomfortable. But if you can acknowledge that everybody is in a squiggle,
Right.
it makes it easier to accept the human condition.
And the squiggles are what make you unique and cooler
Yeah.
and like more fascinating.
Yeah.
They make your journey more interesting.
and you learn more.
Yeah, you learn way more from the squiggles. Shout out squiggles.
I'm gonna just like call the episode Squiggles.
Yeah, we need like little squiggles all over the thumbnail.
Thank you so much, TK.
Thank you
Please
so
share where
much for
people can
having me.
find you. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all the things.
Okay, you can find me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube at TK's Juicy Polls. And then you can follow my pickleball club, One's Club LA, ONZECLUB. We are everywhere. And if you want to come play pickleball, DM us.
I was gonna say, to join the pickleball community if they're in LA, do they just
Yeah, you can go to our website, onesclub.com, or just go to our Instagram and click the link in the bio, and then you can sign up and we will hopefully accept you.
Yay!
Yay.
Thanks, TK.
Thank you so much for having me. Give this rating and review 5 stars. Come on.
Yeah,
Give us
for
a
sure.
juicy review.
Ooh, love.
Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed the episode and I hope you leave here feeling motivated and inspired. Do not forget to rate and review the pod on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And don't forget to follow How I See It Pod so you can keep up with podcast updates and see who's coming on next. And if you're not already, come join the fam and follow at How Han Sees It. Thank you guys.